What's good, Regis recipients? How are y'all doing today? Let me know in the comment section. I want to thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Regis Reflections. You already know each and every episode we have a different athlete on the podcast. And this week we got my dog, you know, big time boxing champion, EJ, man. Say what's up to the people, EJ.
Yo, what's up? How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Ah, how you doing, brother? How you doing? How you feeling today?
Man, I'm feeling great. Feeling blessed to be here.
Blessed to be here. How's the week been? How's the day?
The week's been good. Yeah, no, the week's been good. I was back in Chicago for Easter, so it's been chill. Went out a little bit, had fun. Chill week.
Okay, how's the Chicago weather?
I wasn't really talking about that. I mean, Chicago weather is not that good. It's like all right. It's not horrible, but it's windy, super windy, and it was rainy.
So that's why Atlanta, you know what I'm saying?
Nah.
Atlanta's better. I
Nah.
went back for Easter break. It was straight sunshine.
Yeah, but you always come to Chicago. You always ask me, EJ, do you want to come to Chicago? Like, EJ, can you take me to Chicago? I'm like, all right. Every time we go to Chicago, is it a vibe?
It is true. That is true. Chicago, it does have to do, but the bad part is just it's too windy. It's just too windy. Atlanta, we don't have that. It's just straight beautiful weather. Maybe some occasional rain.
But when we go outside in Chicago, it's always good weather. Am I lying? It's always decent. It won't be good, but it's always decent, at least.
I get that.
And there's so much stuff to do there too.
So for Atlanta. Same for Atlanta. You just haven't been. Look, we're gonna take him to Atlanta, and then his perspective is gonna change again. We're gonna see in the next year's episode. Watch. But EJ here is a Bingo Bounce 2-time champion. So if y'all don't know Bingo Bounce, actually, I'm gonna let him explain it. Explain Bingo Bounce to the richest recipients, EJ.
So Bingo Bounce is just like a tournament that Notre Dame students compete in. It's like the biggest club on campus. Over 150 students compete in one tournament, and it's to raise money for kids in Bangladesh that suffer with don't have proper schooling, don't have proper stuff to eat, and we just raise this money for kids, struggling. And I just competed in the tournament, and for boxing, it's like a boxing tournament. I just competed in the boxing tournament, and I won 2 times.
Why you say so casual? Like, nah, stand on that. Like, I won 2 times.
I won 2 times.
And let's not skip the fact, like, talk about them bumping up your weight too. Talk me through that.
Oh yeah, I'm 185. They put me up to the 195 weight class, just because like I'm just I punch hard, and it probably wouldn't be good if I was fighting my own weight class, honestly. So they had to put me up.
That boy straight killer, man. Hey, my partner, man. Hey, before we get into the boxing scene in your time, tell us just a little bit about, we talk, you say you're from Chicago, but like talk about more about who you are, what you do, interest, why you chose Notre Dame, and why you got into boxing. Tell us about EJ.
So honestly, like what I really like to do is I like to play piano. Like I'm really learning piano and everything.
Seen that on TikTok.
Yeah. Another interest I like is I'm an adrenaline junkie, so like whatever can give me adrenaline, I like taking risks. That's why I kind of joined boxing. So I think just the risk factor part of it, and it's also like I like punching people in the face. And I know that might sound like weird, but it's fun. I don't like to get hit. I don't get hit. That's not what I like to do.
What? Dodging and weave.
Yeah, I like to dodge and weave, and I like to hit people in the face. Honestly, but I love the fundraising aspect of it too, because like I feel like everything in life, you have to do it for a higher purpose. And like, why am I waking up if I'm not like truly dedicated to what I want to do and truly love what I want to do? So I feel like I'm doing it for a better purpose.
So prior to coming to Notre Dame, did you ever do boxing in your youth or teen years, or was like Notre Dame your first time doing boxing?
No, I never did boxing in my teen years, but you know what I did? I did do karate, like taekwondo. I was actually pretty decent. Like I'd be messing like a lot of these young kids up. Like,
when you was doing that, what age?
I was doing that since I was like 4 or 5. I was doing karate.
I was a kid. Okay.
I was decent.
So why'd you stop?
I really stopped because like when when you're young, it's like you just explore like a lot of different sports. Like it's not just one sport. So I
Mhm.
did hockey too. I did gymnastics. I did like everything. Like you name it, I did it. I did tennis, bro.
You did lacrosse?
Nah, look at me. Come on now. You think I'm gonna do lacrosse?
You did tennis. You said you did tennis.
Yeah, but lacrosse is a. I'm not even gonna say it on your podcast, but that's a different type of. Come on,
It's not our sport. It's not our sport.
it's not. Yeah, it's not my sport, bro.
The boxing is. I respect that. So, like, when it came around time for Notre Dame, and you say you're an adrenaline junkie, did you just automatically want to sign up, or were you talked into it, or did you talk yourself through it?
I mean, so I'd played organized sports all of my life, and especially in high school, I'd play organized sports. But when you don't play it for a while, you get bored. And then I was at Notre Dame, so I was looking at different clubs, and I just saw the boxing club because, like, at the first week of school, they just showed you different clubs, and I saw the boxing club. I was like, all right, that sounds fun. And I know if I'm not like interested in what I'm doing, I will be not a happy person. So I'm the type of person I have to constantly like be interested in something. I have to constantly do something that's like scares me.
Mm.
So that's why I joined.
Wow. Okay. So that was like kind of that you took that risk taker. Were you like have any mental setbacks? Just like, okay, I'm gonna do this and stick with it, or like, how did you go into it mentally?
I mean, I'm not the same person I was freshman year. Freshman year, I was a totally different person. I mean, I just think I wasn't consistent, and I just wasn't the type. I was focused on, what freshmen focus on, like, oh my god, like women, like going to like parties, like I just was focused on the wrong thing. I didn't have my priorities in order. But I think once I started focusing on my priorities, I feel like the boxing elevated and so did my life elevate.
Okay. So did these were because in freshman year because your priorities weren't straight? Is that the reason why you would say you lost in the bingo bounce?
Yeah, no, for sure. Definitely when you're focused on the wrong things, obviously you can't be focused on the right things. I feel like if you're not going to practice every day and you're not even attending class every day, like where's the consistency? Like when you get into the ring and something doesn't go your way, like what are you gonna do? Because you can't even be consistent when you're outside the ring. So
Mhm.
everything translates. So that's how I feel like. That's how I feel like.
Wow. So just walk me through the process of kind of backtracking freshman year when you signed up and joined, like just the process of being a balance and actually taking it all seriously. So how was that for you and just balancing school and like being on that club as well?
So balancing, I feel like it's easier to balance school when I'm in Minglebot just because like I'm a different type of person. Like I'm more structured, I'm more organized. I have a structured stuff to do with my day. But
Mhm.
when I'm outside of school, um, when I'm outside of Bengalbots, it's like I felt it was a little harder because now it's like I have to find something else to do with my time, and it's not as a structured schedule. So like I'm the type of person I need to have a structured schedule. So,
Mm.
but I substitute that with hooping Bengalbots. Yeah, if I'm not boxing, I'm hooping.
Mm. Mm. You need a little extra work, when you go against,
You,
yeah.
bro, don't, bro. I'm gonna let you have it because it's your podcast. I remember what happened last time. I was giving you buckets.
I don't recall, but it's okay though. It's okay. I remember me. I was able to stand you. Stand you on defense.
You,
Like
all
what?
right, bro. What are
All
you
right.
saying?
Oh, so leading up, and when bingo battles was actually happening in the fights, what like talking through what goes through your mind, before a match and even in the ring, like for you, like what goes through your mind? Because I would be thinking like, are you hyped? Are you like trying to be calm, trying to be humble? What's your approach outside before and then in the ring?
My approach is first. My approach is first. Like I think about like what is the opponent gonna do, and how can I know what the opponent's do and counter every single one of his moves. After I think of that, then I'm very calm. I'm probably one of the calmest people you ever see, like before a fight, because I already know I did all the work I had to do before the season. So it's like now I just have to prepare mentally.
Mhm.
And I don't really like listening to like music before the fight just because like it makes me not think about what I'm going to do like logically. It just makes me like see red. Like I see red. Like I and that's not the type of person I am.
Mhm. That's true.
Like I know I can turn it up at any time and there's no music in the actual fight.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm just ready.
So you just do you just sit there, or do you have? Are you listen? You're not. Do you listen to jazz, or you just sit there, kind of just thinking?
I take a nap. I'll take a nap. I'll joke around with the other fighters. I'll hold pads for other people.
Mm,
I might even be cornering for the other boxers.
yeah, I saw that this year. I saw that this year for
Yeah.
some of the fights you were like. I think it was the day of your fight. You were cornering, then you went to go fight.
Yeah. So like cornering, you're in the corner and you just tell the other boxer what to do. You help them out.
Mm. So okay, so then when you get in the ring, what goes through your mind when you're like, are you talking to yourself, or is your mind clear? I know, when we're on your side yelling, do you hear any of that? And in fact,
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Do I hear that? Of course. You guys are one of the probably the loudest people, the loudest crowd there is.
we stand strong,
Um,
dogs, man.
'Cause you my boys. Well, one thing, yeah, you gotta be when you're in the ring, you gotta be clear. Like you gotta like let the other BS go to the side and just think about what you need to think about. And what you need to think about is how am I gonna get this man out of here?
Mhm.
How am I gonna win? And then you just do that. It's just my body goes like because I've trained so much and I've
Mhm.
done everything in practice that my body just reacts by itself. So
Mhm.
I've thought about all the counters, I've thought about everything this man's gonna do that my bodies will just react in the moment.
Oh, okay. So it's like it's automatic, basically. Like you just because you just trained, dang, what
Just
dedicated.
tap into your flow state, brother.
Flow state, flow state. We all know about that. Wait, so then, like, is there a certain breathing technique you do in the ring, like when you versus like when you're, holding up, versus when you're punching? Like, is there a certain breathing that you do?
Yeah. Every time you punch, you do every time
Mhm.
you punch, you make that little sound.
Mhm.
And then when you're not punching, you try to get as much air as you can. But I'm never not punching. I'm punching you the whole time.
Yes.
And
I
if you can't
you on it too.
exactly, and if you can't take it, bro, you can't be in the ring with me.
Hey, stand on that, man. Stand on that. Stand on that. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. So this is like you walk me through kind of all the steps. So talk me through if we talked about it when we first did the episode after you won sophomore year, but just freshman year, all that training. How did you feel mentally and physically after you lost? And what did you kind of learn from that loss your first year doing bingo bounce?
Okay. When freshman year when I lost, I just lost because I just wasn't the type of person to win. Like I wasn't consistent. I didn't go to practice. I just wasn't like the type of person I am now. And what was going through my head was definitely that, like, damn, like I'm a B word. Like,
Mhm.
because like when you lose a fight, it's not like you lose a basketball game. It's like you lose a fight, bro, and everyone's watching. And all the women are watching you. Like, damn, like I'm trying to show out. I'm trying to show out.
That's real. That's real. That's
I'm
real.
like, goddamn. I'm trying to get some women because I'm a freshman. But it's like it's definitely like you definitely feel like insecure when you walk into the halls. You're like, damn. But it is what it is. You got to move on. You got to take it on chin. At least I got in the ring, and
That's
now I
true.
know I have to be consistent. I got to do my stuff like consistently. I got to do it.
So like carry on from that. So talk me through like the summer freshman year leading into sophomore year, what you did differently, and then even continue up to sophomore year up to the when you did bingo bounce again and won. What did you do differently?
So you said the summer of my sophomore year.
Summer of freshman year leading into sophomore year, going back home
Okay.
to Chicago.
I mean, I joined the gym for sure, and I was running like damn near every day.
I remember
I
that.
was
You used to
yeah
have the weighted jacket.
yeah. It says weight jacket, running every day. I was sparring a lot of good guys. I was sparring some professional guys. So really, that's what I did.
Wait, so when you fight these, is there a certain technique, or are you ever like anything going through your mind mentally if the guys say like 6'3" or like a 6'2"? Is it like, do you have to change mentally, or you still have the same mindset that you do regular?
No, you definitely have to change the approach how you fight them, but
Mm,
you definitely have the same mindset. Like the mindset's always like, okay, like it might not always go your way, but you will find a way. That's the mindset you got to have in life, right? And then the approach that I have is going to be different because it would be stupid if I was trying to fight a 6'3" guy the way I fight a 5'8" guy.
yeah.
And 6'3" guy, you might have to like feint a lot more. Like feint, like you have to fake your punches.
Mm,
Or you might have to like cut off the ring, or you might have to throw more combinations because you have to get on the inside. You have to overwhelm his defenses because what a tall guy wants to do is he wants to have that check hook. A check hook is literally just a hook to like
mm.
go outwards, so he doesn't have to stay in the inside with you. Or he wants to use his jab. You just got to take away their jab. Take away their jab, and a lot of these tall guys they're like they're food once you take away the jab.
Dang. So what would you say, in your opinion, is like the most underrated aspect of boxing, or something that non-boxers wouldn't know is very important?
The most underrated part of boxing is the mentality. I feel
Mm,
like the mental. I feel like you can be so good in sparring, but once it comes to the actual fight, a lot of people are, the S word. They're pretty bad when it comes to actual fight because they can't take the mental pressure.
mm.
And leading up to the fight, I see like a lot of boxers crumble, and that's where it's like I don't crumble like mentally. Like
Mm.
that pressure makes diamonds, or that pressure can just make you crumble, and that's where the mental. That's the biggest part, really, because
Would you say your mental has just been built over time, like just learning, about boxing, everything? That's where your mental kind of just was built.
probably no, yeah, it's definitely built over time. Because like I remember when I was like younger, I remember when I was younger, like when I was in like second grade, I'll get made fun of
Mm,
by these older kids, and like they were fourth graders, and then I had snot in my nose, and then they'd be throwing snowballs at me, and then I would just try to fight all of them. I was just trying to, I was trying to put the paws on them. Like it was snowing outside, it was outside, and they were scared,
mm,
and they never messed with me the day after. So it's like, and also like going up through like Chicago public schooling.
mhm.
Um,
Chicago public school different, man.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's different, but you learn how to like talk back.
Mm,
You learn how to like you know put
age.
the fear in people.
Mm, standing on business, all right.
Yeah,
So learning all of that and having all of that in your arsenal, would you say like that helped you like conquer and win sophomore year when being about like that mentality and just a different approach?
I would say yes, it definitely helped. I think what helped me the most was definitely probably basketball junior year basketball, just because like there's a coach named Coach Kronschmidt, and just the way he approached the basketball game, he would approach it from such a logical, not even like physical sense, but he's approached it like such logically and mentally, where he would think about like everything the other opponent would do, and
Mhm.
he would counteract that with like a defense. And then the only thing he expected from us was perfection. So I just really took his mindset and then incorporated it to boxing.
Shout
Yeah.
out coach, man. Shout out coach. The Moheads, man. They know what's up.
Yeah.
So then how did you feel mentally after you won sophomore year? Were you more on the humble side? Were you like, yeah, like I'm him?
I mean, when I won, it definitely took some time to hit, because like I was like, damn, I won. Like it was kind of like I knew I was gonna win. I mean, I don't want to say I knew I was gonna win, but that was my main goal, and it definitely was like when you expect perfection, sometimes you're not like, oh my god, like I'm so happy. But I was happy, but I was like, I expected to win.
Mm.
I wasn't expecting anything less.
You stood down. You stood down. You won.
Yeah.
And then, so did anything from sophomore to junior year now? Did anything change mentally or physically to your approach? I know you said, I know you did coaching. Talk me through like why you chose to do coaching and just how that was for you.
What do you mean, like coaching?
Like coaching, outside the ring, when they
Oh,
had
oh
bingo
yeah,
captain and everything like that.
yeah. So I was a captain this year. I mean, a different thing into my approach is like I knew I was going to have to help like the other boxers like perform to their best. And I
Mm,
think what I was really focused on this year was, not only growing as a boxer, but growing mentally and growing as a person. I think we can all say that we're so full of ourselves, but like, can we say in this lifetime, how much have we given back to other people? That really measures the true character of a man. If you give back to other people without expecting nothing in return, that's your true character. And I think I really wanted to give back to people and teach them how to box and teach them, because I had a good captain my freshman year. His name was Nico Tarasenko, and he really like fueled that fire in me, like making me want to box, making me want to do this. He was R2C. He's in the army now, but
man, shut him up.
those are the people that you remember, the people that actually try to make you better and actually care for you. You don't always remember the greatest boxer, but you remember people that are actually in your corner, like your mom, like you remember the people that actually care for you. So I
Mm,
was really trying to like be a leader this
mm,
year.
mm. Good approach. So you were doing men and women or just men?
Oh, I was doing men and women.
So you're just a captain, bro. That's a really a good approach and to show like actually you some like your true character and true form.
Yeah.
So when like there was that different approach to fighting again this year in Bingo Bass, especially in the final when you heard your opponent was very tall.
Yeah, no, there was definitely a different approach. I knew I had to take away his jab, and I knew I had to throw multiple punches to overwhelm him because I know my gas tank is you can't mess with my gas tank. So I knew I had to throw like multiple punches, take away his jab. I knew I had to feint a lot, but that had not to me. That's just like what I got to do. And I already know I can throw multiple. I've done it like a million times, and also like even leading up to like because I won the sophomore year, and that's great.
Mhm.
But just because you win one time, you don't want to be a one trick pony. You don't want to be your first time one hit wonder. I'm like, there's no way I'm not gonna run it back,
Exactly. Got
and
to.
that just fuel the fire in me. I'm not gonna look back at my old self and be like, damn, I remember what I did sophomore year. How about what are you doing now? What are you doing now? It's about your current self and constant evolution.
Mm. So that's what like pushed you to do it again and everything like that.
Yeah,
Not to be one side to like be consistent show.
yeah.
Yeah. So like how did you feel after winning again, winning again your junior year, a two-peat?
I was definitely happy. I was definitely happy, and I thank God for winning again. But that's what I expect,
Because
and I expect when you train for perfection, you expect the results to show. So
oh boy, you got
anything,
goals, man.
yeah, anything less would have been like.
Hmm. So, do you think, or not? Do you think? Do you want to pursue like a professional career in boxing? Do you want to take it to the next level?
I definitely think that's a possibility. I definitely think I might actually try to see if I can actually go pro. Because at the end of the day gotta end. And
that's true.
Your life's not promised. And I'd rather do something I love than do something I hate. And if I'm good at something, I might as well try to see how far I can take it. I really don't care if I get knocked out. I really don't care if I'm just trying to have fun, enjoy, and push myself to the next level.
Wow. Mm. So you're just all about living life and just being to your fullest.
Yeah, exactly. Why would you like the thing is I don't understand about people is like why are you like happy with a life that you why are you happy with a mundane like average life when you can get so much better if you would just like get out of your comfort zone. That's what I'm saying. Like people like like if you look at their marriages, they go for people they settle for. They don't go for people they actually love. That's why like 50% of people end in divorce. Or they look at their like job, like they settle for their job because they don't think they can get any better. Like why like if I get rejected, then so be it. That was just I just got to keep on trying. I got to put up more shots. Like
That's
and that goes for everything in life.
That's real. That's real. We just hooping for real. You just gotta hoop. We just hooping. Ball up top.
Yeah, what you say, ball up top, bro.
Anything bad happen, bro? And hey, ball up top. Reset play, man. Reset play.
Yeah.
Now, okay. So, what advice, EJ, from your experience? I'm asking this in the two part. What advice would you give to boxers from your experience on just their mental health journey, or even just their physical journey, and just the boxing atmosphere from your experience? What advice?
I would say get a partner, get a community. I think the biggest lie the devil ever told us is that you have to do on your own. And boxing is an isolation sport. That's a lie. If you want to achieve, if you want to get great, you have to have a brother. You have to have a brother to push you, and not only to push you, but on those days where you're falling short, you need to want to show up because he's going to show up. That's the biggest advice I would tell you because you're not like we're all broken, and no matter how much someone tries to hide it on the IG or they try to flex this, they got this, like they have a perfect life. It's BS. We all have stuff that's wrong with us, and we all need people. And you're not less because you need a person. You're not alone. So just get a brother, get a community, and help. That's the biggest lie the devil ever told us. You can't do it alone.
Hey, man, he just should be a pastor, man, reverend.
Yeah.
Brother EJ, man, just preaching, man.
Come on now.
So then, just building off that, lucky on and off that, but I have to ask, what advice would you just give to our listeners and viewers on their mental health journey?
On the mental health journey?
Yeah. Just approaches from your life, what and your experience, we're just on their mental health journey.
I would say one advice I would say is I think first find a community. Second, find like a schedule that you do every day. Third, try to find something that you're passionate about. You know, because I feel like when you're passionate about something and you have a schedule and you have a community, I just feel like you're not going to feel alone. You're going to feel like you're involved, like you're actually doing something with your life, like you're a part of something bigger. Then also, I would say, you know, put God in your life. You can't fill those holes that you have that everyone feels. Like sometimes people feel lonely with man-sized things. You can't fill holes with man-sized things. The only way you can fill your holes is with God. So that's what I would say.
Wow. Well, EJ dropped gems, man. I appreciate it, EJ. I appreciate it, EJ. Man, thank you. I appreciate you coming on the episode, dropping your advice, your story, and just giving this great atmosphere, not only to the boxing community, but the Regis recipients. So thank you. Any last words?
My last words is that you can't guard me. Can't guard me in 2K.
Okay.
Can't guard me in regular basketball. That's my last words. Like I'm really like that in basketball. Like whoever wants to 1v1, let me know.
We'll see about that. We'll see about that. Regis recipients, thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Regis Reflections and See My Dog. Remember, it's okay to not be okay. You matter. It's your boy JD, and I'm out.